All right, just really quick, I wanted to put out what I thought the worst part of Supergirl was. If you haven't yet, make sure you watch my brief, spoiler-free review of Supergirl. So basically, my biggest problem is, like I mentioned in my review, I think they tried to play it very politically safe. And so, with female-led superhero movies, there's always been this question on, to what extent do we make this a girl power feminist movie? I believe this movie did not do that, which is fine. It's a choice it made to be kind of more applicable to everyone. I don't think it was anti-feminist either, but it does contain spoilers, although it's not too significant. The villain, Krem, and his whole gang. Do we remember what his whole crime was? Well, he was stealing young girls to be slaves and wives for this, I don't know, all male species or whatever. So there were a few scenes that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And just because there were so many kids in the theater, and I wasn't really sure what the studio was trying to do, what the director was trying to do with the rating the movie had. It was simultaneously telling us that, this really serious crime is going on. Of course, this is all in the wake of the Epstein stuff, where lots of assault was happening. And so that's the primary motivation of the villain in this film. That's kind of why they're going after this little girl that kind of ragtags along with Supergirl. And there's multiple scenes of girls in cages, like in gowns, young girls, and just the theater I was in, which was decently full. There's lots of children there, lots of little girls whose mom or dad brought them to see Supergirl. And it just wasn't really addressed with a lot of gravity or respect. In fact, okay, big spoiler here, when Supergirl kills Krem at the end, which was an amazing scene because she turns the girl away and does the dirty work herself. She says something like, she stabs him once, says, "This is for my dog," stabs him again, the death blow. "This is what you get for what you did to that girl." Meaning, him killing Ruthie's parents and brother. You'd think a big motivation too would be their use of children as, reproductive slaves. But it's just not really addressed. I don't know, did anyone else think about this? This movie really was walking a thin line of trying to be gritty, trying to be family friendly, trying to be women centric. In a lot of ways, it did good, but this is a particular way where I think it failed. Anyway, let me know what you think.